Well, hello, friends. Welcome to Kiss Up Cards. Keep it simple, stamping up. I'm Marianne, and I'm coming to you from just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And I'm a Stampin' Up consultant. And I am going to do a craft room tour. I have talked about showing you different areas of my craft room, so I'm going to show it to you all. So that's why you see a different background. So I'm standing at the entrance of my craft room, and I'm going to flip you around and show you my craft room. So this is the entrance to my craft room. And I'll just give you a panoramic view. This is our sewing area. My granddaughter and I do a little bit of sewing, a little bit, not a lot, but I do work in this area a lot. This is where the card making happens. Now, you'll notice it's not all tidy and neat, but it is neater and tidier than I have ever had it. And I'm going to walk through my craft room with you. I'm so excited because I get to say craft room. I've never had a craft room in my life, and so I'm so excited. So this box that's on the chair, that order just came yesterday. And so I've just quickly looked through it, but I am really excited about some of the products that are in there. And so you will see some of those popping up in upcoming videos. Won't divulge those just now. Here is my cart. Now, I often talk about my scraps. I always have my trimmer in the top here. And there's the designer paper scraps, and I just dig through. There's no rhyme or reason for organization in there. Then on the second shelf, I have the paper scraps. Again, no rhyme or reason. And on the bottom shelf, I'm storing some paper bags and plastic bags for garbage or storing cards in. And it's on wheels, so I can move it out of the way or move it wherever I want. And it has been really great for the scraps. Let me just talk about my table for a minute. This table is a Facebook Marketplace find. What I love about it is the curved end here, and then at the back of the wall, it is flat against the wall. But it's so extra wide that I'm able to have product up against the wall and then still have a great work area with which to work in. So that's kind of cool. All right, coming over here. This is a basket of my stamp collections. So I'll talk about that one in a minute. So down in the bottom is the stamps that I have that have either sentiments and pictures or just pictures. So those are in this basket. I had to separate them. I found it all too confusing, and I was going through the stamp set too much. This one is just sentiments. So I have them in a separate basket. Now, my mantra, my philosophy, my goal is that once a basket is full, that's my container. So I can still purchase sentiments stamps because I still have room for them. Don't have a lot of room. Still have a little bit. I still have a little bit to purchase stamps with pictures and sentiments or just pictures. So once that's full, then I need to go through and make a decision. If there's another stamp set that I would like to buy that I think I will get a lot of good use out of it, that's what I really look for. Then I have to decide, okay, what stamp set have I not even used yet? And do I, so look at what my most favorite, and then what's the least favorite, and then work at removing the least favorite. Now, I haven't quite got all my designer series paper organized, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I think I need to turn my other light on. It gets a little dark in this corner. There we go. In this basket are my punches. These are the label punches. And you can tell there's still room to get more label punches. They have come in very, very handy to make circles or shapes, different shapes to put sentiments on, or for designing as a background piece for sentiments. That has been really, really handy. Then in this little basket are the builder punches. And I've showed you some of them. One got buried here. And once I got it organized, I realized I had two builder punches the same. So that's what happens when I wasn't organized and had everything in one place. Oh, I love this bird builder punch. So what do? I bought it again. I knew that I really liked it. But this basket is now full. So I have one stamp there and one here. So it's full. So, well, if I give away that double stamp punch set, then I have room for one more possibly. This basket contains all the odds and sods of envelopes, cards. Maybe I've cut up cards, when you're taking an 8.5 by 11 paper and you cut 2 cards, but you've only used one side of it. Then I put the extras here. And then I look to use this up first before I go to my card stock. And this piece here was a really good purchase that I made. And that's going to hold my cardstock. Again, I had my cardstock in a drawer, flat, and I would think, oh, I don't have that color, so I would order it. And just like the builder punch, that bird builder punch, I would have lots of stock of Midnight Navy was I think my favorite color. So I had a lot of packs of those because I wasn't aware of what I had. It was hard to see. Because I would have to, especially in a drawer, you have to look and dig and dig and dig. So that this is just an ideal container for my paper. And then on top I have my binder with my designs in it. And then I have an extra light for working, for videotaping. In the corner, you see right there is extra paper. So just scrap paper, plain white paper, different kinds of paper is in the corner there. Now that corner is hard to reach from sitting on my chair, but I don't use that often enough. So I'll just get up, grab what I need, and use it up. This basket here contains all my ribbons. Underneath are boxes of paper pumpkin or the card kits. In this basket, I have Christmas stamps. So these are all the Christmas stamps. And I just got another one, so it will go in here. That was in the box that you saw on the chair, and it will go in there. And then that's it. So then I have to decide, are there stamps in here that I'm not even using? The idea is that you want to use the product that you have. Don't just purchase product just to say I have the product, and store it in a way that you don't order doubles, so that you want to use it. If you're going to purchase it, you want to use it. That's my philosophy. Then as I'm sitting at my desk, when I turn to my right, I have a little cabinet here, and on it I have a container with the acrylic pads, stamps pads, so they're all in there. Then I have my chamois, Now this is all dried up, so that's why it looks a little wonky. But I just go to the kitchen and I wet it, and then I bring it in and I have it sitting on top of here instead of my cupboard. And I just use that to clean my stamp set. This basket has all the adhesives in it that I need, so I can just go around and pull out what I want. This basket has the gems and the dots in there, so that is in there. Down at my feet to the left, oh, those two baskets are empty, so I have to bring them somewhere. Oh, I see that the bottom one is not empty, so I'll be dealing with that. I'm just slowly this room is just slowly morphing as I work in it. But down at my feet is where all my stamp sets are. And it is a good spot, but it's not always easy. I find I'm digging through for colors. The one I want that I'm thinking about is often at the bottom, and it's awkward, but it's working for now until I figure something else out. If you have an idea, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Then up here, I'll just move this stamp set out of the way. I have a tray here. And in this tray, I have my hand sanitizer. So if I get ink on my hands, I can use that. My blending brushes, my scissors, my blown folder, my coloring pencils, my glues that I keep upside down. I grabbed this mug out of the cupboard because it has a crack on it, but it's my favorite mug because it has my 2 grandkids on there, and you can see the crack in it. And I thought, well, I'm going to bring that in here because I am sure I can use it for something in here. I have some watercolor pencils for watercolor, so that is something that will be coming up, and maybe that's where these will go, is the watercolor. And so this tray is not quite full, and so that is good. And then I have sticky notes for different things and that. So that works out really well, and that's pretty mobile. I can bring it to the dining room table or keep it here or whatever. It works out really, really well. Now we're going to come around back to my right. I'm going to talk about my designer series paper. This is what you saw that I had a pile over by on the stamps. Then I have some piles here, and I try to keep them separated by the packages and the designs, and then this drawer in this cabinet. And it's again, it was like I had one side just for the cardstock and one side for designer paper, but I'm always digging. I'm always digging, and I'm not, and then as I'm digging, I'm ruining the paper, and that's not cost effective either. So on my plans is to show you I just purchased this, just put it together last weekend, and it's a little shelf unit. It's got 4 shelves plus the top shelf, so I can slide paper in there, and then I can pull the bottom drawer out, and there's file folders in there. So I can organize the file folders, label them with the different papers, packs, so that if I'm just looking for storybook memories, I can just go through and keep it alphabetical as well and look for storybook memories or the different paper packs and use them that way. And that will keep it in a much better shape as well. I won't get crinkled corners or bent rounded edges or whatever. So that's one of my projects, is to organize that. The other section that I really need to organize is in here. I need to go through this, figure out what I need, what I don't need. This does not get used at all. Well, the envelopes, I do pull those out. But like there's pastels down there, and I don't even want to work with pastels. So I need to go through that and make a decision as to what I'm going to do with those items. This basket at the bottom is just more stamp sets from when I did my scrapbooking days. And I go through it and I look at it and I think, yeah, maybe I'll use it one day. But you know what? I've been doing cards for 3 years and I have not touched those stamp sets. In this basket is a cutting system from my scrapbooking days. And when I first started doing cards, I was using it quite a bit, but I haven't used it in the last year. So I've got some decisions to make in that regard. And then this is my added touch. This is where my puppy lays. He lays down here and keeps me company. He's my silent partner. And then when I'm done, we leave together. It's just his great place to lay down and be close to Mama. So that's my craft room, and I can't, this is what I have. This is the space I have, so I have to work within that space. So the idea is to use up the product, to make the cards, to not have so much product on hand that I'm starting to build up on the walls and the ceiling and building up there. I still want it to be easy to get to and doable and usable. So if you have any ideas or you have a craft space, a place to work, show me your pictures. I had talked about it in a previous video, but if you don't even have this much space and you want to get into card making, Paper Pumpkin subscription or the kits that we have are a great place to be able to work at your dining room table or your kitchen counter, the island, or in a small area in your office. You can make cards, 8 cards, 6 cards, 6 to 8 cards at a time, and you don't need a lot of space. And the storage after is you don't need a lot of space because you're going to send the cards away and you may have a little stamp set and a little ink spot. I like the ink spots because I can purchase a whole kit of all the colors for the price that there would be for the same price as 3 large ones would be. And I love working with them. So that's my craft room tour. I appreciate that you've come along with me on this. I love making cards in here. This is like a quiet sanctuary for me. And then I get to make cards and I get to send kindness out, one card at a time. Thank you for joining me.